Hey everybody, it's Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz with you on this Thursday. Hope you're having a great one. We're looking at the number of Bitcoins currently in circulation, and we're providing you with some statistics here courtesy of buybitcoinworldwide.com. Exactly how many Bitcoins are there, and when will we hit 18 million out of the 21 million which we are algorithmically guaranteed? We'll take a look at some of those statistics as well as this piece on Forbes.com. US Congressman is saying Facebook should adopt Bitcoin and drop the Libra project. You know, in smaller, more crypto native circles, I think that's already a popular opinion, but this is a nice one to see coming out of an official from Washington, a politician that is. Here on Brave.com, Brave reaches 8 million monthly active users and delivers nearly 400 privacy-preserving ad campaigns. We're also checking out updates. OpenZKP 0x at Devcon 5 and God's Unchained raises $15 million. And finally on CryptoGlobe.com, Binance just burned 2,061,000 BNB, and Changpeng Zhao reflects on Q3 of 2019. Let's first take a look at the markets here. We're on CoinMarketCap.com. Total market cap $219 billion. Bit of a stumble in the last couple of days, but we are more or less flat right now. XRP, as you can see, is up on the day 3.55%. Otherwise, Bitcoin is basically where it was yesterday at this time, down 0.09% at $8,065 with dominance at 66.1%. Here is a chart now between November 2018 and October 2019. As you can see on blockchain.com, it highlights the number of Bitcoins in circulation. The total number of Bitcoins that have already been mined, that is, or in other words, the current supply of Bitcoins on the network. As you can see on this chart, we are inching our way up to 18 million Bitcoin in the current circulating supply, but we're not just there quite yet. As you know, there are only going to ever be 21 million Bitcoin in the circulating supply. That means there are just over 3 million left to be mined. We are at 85% of the total Bitcoins that will ever be issued, and we're sitting at 17,997,000. Currently, we are pumping out 1,800 new Bitcoins per day. But does that mean that 18 million Bitcoin are currently being traded or are active? No, not at all. By many estimates, there are about 3 to 4 million Bitcoins that are permanently lost, that will never be recovered. And this comes in the form of people simply forgetting their passwords or throwing out their hard drives, or perhaps, unfortunately, in the real world, people die and the deceased aren't able to share their recovery information with family members or friends, even if they have thousands upon thousands of Bitcoin. So for the most part, people say that about 3 to 4 million are permanently lost. But again, 1,800 are being created every single day. As you know, the reward block right now for Bitcoin is 12.5 BTC per block, and there are 144 blocks per day on average that are mined every 10 minutes or so. This is a great page of fascinating and very accessible statistics. So if you've ever wondered, for example, how many Bitcoin millionaires are there out there in the world, you can see the estimate here is somewhere between 30 and 60,000 actually. 60,000 people and upwards of that many own more than $1 million worth of Bitcoin. If you're interested in some of these other statistics, for example, what happens when all 21 million Bitcoin are mined, or how many Bitcoin will be mined before the next halving, and how many Bitcoin billionaires are there, check out the rest of this piece. It's worth your attention, and we're going to celebrate by linking it in the description below, because very soon we will hit that magical 18 million number. Not all that magical in reality, but it is a nice psychological milestone. Almost there, 3 million to go. In other news here, we are on Forbes.com. A U.S. congressman feels that Facebook should adopt Bitcoin and drop the Libra project altogether. Libra now coming under pressure from a variety of angles, not the least of which is its departure of 5 key partnerships. But here, U.S. Congressman Warren Davidson of Ohio's 8th Congressional District was recently interviewed by noted Bitcoin podcast co-hosts Pierre Rochard and Michael Goldstein. During the interview, the conversation turned to Facebook's Libra project and the differences between the social media giant's offering and Bitcoin. Quote, what really goes on in the back end there sometimes is governments are taking their time to validate everything, make sure they know it's you, and asking, why is this money moving? Davidson told Goldstein and Rochard. Who's moving it? Are we okay with this? Should we process this request or should we follow it? Should we report it? All kinds of things. And like many other people, Davidson has an issue with the centralization that characterizes Facebook's Libra project. Quote, if that central authority is able to manipulate the value of Libra, How do you not treat it as a security? Davidson rhetorically asked Goldstein and Richard. Quote, throughout this Libra thing, we got to watch in real time as Joe came to understand Bitcoin by virtue of seeing the problems with Libra, said Goldstein. And according to Davidson, Libra has also helped Bitcoin critics better understand the cryptocurrency, which has led to some of his colleagues, such as California 30th Congressional District's Brad Sherman, becoming more determined to ban it. Of course, others in Congress have pointed out that attempting to ban Bitcoin would be a fool's errand. Check out the rest of this piece in more detail, but I am happy to see this kind of more nuanced coverage coming to us by way of Forbes.com. They just can't get enough of their Bitcoin and cryptocurrency coverage lately. I see that as a good thing personally. And here on Brave.com, Brave browser reaches 8 million monthly active users and delivers nearly 400 privacy-preserving ad campaigns. High platform engagement persists with 14% click-through rate compared to 2%, which is the industry average. We at Altcoin Buzz are very happy to report the success and the growth of the Brave browser, and of course, by extension, BAT. There's a lot to unpack here in this article, but Brave is doing very well, and it's getting a great response really from all kinds of different swaths in the general public. I just like the idea of their transparency model. I like the idea of, an ad blocker in general, somebody that respects your privacy. As you can see here, they're involved in a number of commendable charitable efforts as well. So kudos to Brave on this major accomplishment. If you're not familiar with what it is they do, let's go to the bottom here and get a better sense of their mission and what they're committed to. Our commitment to transparency. As all advertisers may not be aware of or familiar with utility tokens, Brave is providing the option for brands to fund their Brave ads campaigns with USD or BAT. Brave has also initiated the purchase of BAT with ad revenue from brands that chose to pay for their campaigns in USD in order to fund users with the 70% revenue ad share they receive for viewing Brave ads in Brave Rewards. Although initial purchases were small, they are growing, and the transactions can be found here via our partner Uphold. As part of our commitment to transparency, we will soon be sharing this on an ongoing basis, as well as other relevant statistics and growth metrics on our transparency page, which is linked to right here. Other big developments with 0x here. OpenZKP, 0x at Devcon 5, and Gods Unchained raises $15 million. Hello, 0x community. Our ecosystem had a few big announcements, including a major update to Ambo's mobile app and a new funding round for Gods Unchained. Let's dig into the rest of the ecosystem announcements, 0x core team updates, and 0x networks metrics. There is a lot going on here, so let's move through some of these rapid fire. General 0x updates. They have now introduced the OpenZKP, 0x's DeFi Prime interview as well, 0x at Devcon 5, which you can read about. In addition to Devcon, we presented at a few other crypto events over the past month. Listed below are the video recordings, which you can check out individually if you're so inclined. 0x network metrics. As you can see here, trade volume, trade count, trade volume has gone up, but trade count has decreased. Fill volume has increased. Fill count has decreased. Unique markers, unique takers, unique addresses. Ecosystem highlights include information about Ambo's mobile app revamp, Astro launches, 0x tracker version 3.0 roadmap, and big moves from Gods Unchained. And they were not afraid to enter into some of the political controversy surrounding the rest of the gaming space. Gods Unchained made a splash on Twitter by paying Blitzchung, a Hearthstone grandmaster, all of his winnings after he was banned by Blizzard. Read the announcement here. Gods Unchained team has been on a tear recently by selling over 5 million cards, hiring Chris Clay, former game director of Magic the Gathering Arena, and raising a new $15 million funding round. And here's what was tweeted by @GodsUnchained. Blizzard Entertainment just banned Blitzchung and stripped his Hearthstone winnings because they care about money more than freedom. We will pay for all his lost winnings and a ticket for our $500,000 tournament. No player should be punished for their beliefs. I like that, taking a nice principled stance. There's a lot of other stuff going on in the world of 0x, so check out this Medium blog article in full. Of course, we will link to it in the description below. And finally, here we are on CryptoGlobe.com. Binance just burned over 2 million BNB tokens, and Changpeng Zhao reflects on the third quarter of 2019. So they just completed their 9th BNB burn. Binance completed it, that is. 2 million coins were burned, worth approximately $36.7 million, which means that Q3 2019 was the second most profitable quarter in Binance's history, as can be seen in the table below. Changpeng Zhao, aka CZ, founder and CEO of Binance, took the opportunity to share his thoughts with the Binance community, and below some of the highlights are provided with the more interesting comments made by CZ if you dig through the rest of his blog post. But here's a quote by Changpeng Zhao that sums it up. "We still very much strive to be the financial infrastructure provider for tomorrow and work hard to bring the freedom of money to the masses. We will continue to hunker down and biddle." I know for a fact that the long-term winners are the people who build products that other people use, and we intend to continue to do that furiously. And that about rounds it out for today, everybody. Do be sure you are following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications if you've enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, of course, if you choose to invest on this Thursday. But have a great one, everybody. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.